Now, I wouldn't call it a gimmick, but I am a fan of special edition or just Jordans in general when they do something different. I've been a big fan of the Craft series, so it's no surprise that I'm a big fan of Gore-Tex now, especially with this crazy ass weather. Let's talk about them. So here we have the Jordan 1 Gore-Tex in this specific colorway. This specific colorway is the Air Jordan 1 Element in the cement gray dark charcoal. Now, you'll excuse me for all these cuts, man, but I still got my cast. I get it removed in a week and a half. So I gotta like rely on just one hand right now. This specific colorway I picked because as you know, I cycle, I bike commute everywhere. So I've been trying to find a shoe that is both stylish and is not going to be destroyed by the elements. So this is when I started really diving into the Gore-Tex kind of line of products from Nike. Specifically Nike. I know Adidas has some Gore-Tex stuff. Not a big fan of the Adidas style. I'm a big fan of like Sambas, Gazelles, like all that sort of stuff. But at least the Gore-Tex stuff that Adidas has is more so for like trails. It looks very sporty. I'm not a big fan of sporty looking shoes if I'm gonna be wearing them casually. So that's why I picked Nike over them. Again, not, to each their own, you know what I'm saying? But this specific colorway, I picked it because it's black. You can really mix and match with a lot of things. Starting out first with the most kind of gets the biggest change from an Air Jordan 1, at least like the classic, the GR releases, is the swoosh. The swoosh is not leather. It's not its own type of a thing. It's not stitched on. It's mostly like printed on or embossed on. It's this sort of like vinyl texture on it onto like this the middle panel. The middle panel, it has this sort of canvas like material. And again, the whole shoe is weatherproof. It will repel water, like I've shown you with the Air Max 1s, Air Max 90s, my apologies, Air Max 90 Gore-Tex ones, the OG classic infrared ones. These will react pretty much the same. Here for the other paneling, the dark charcoal, I would want to call it, those are actually leather. They feel kind of like nubuck. But again, I'd imagine with Gore-Tex, they will not ruin themselves with water. I would hope so. I would hope that material is also treated with Gore-Tex. So it's pretty great. I kind of do wish they would have chosen a different color for the Air Jordan Wings logo here, where it commonly is in the in all Air Jordan 1s, just because it gets kind of lost with the dark charcoal. But again, not a big deal. Kind of appreciate it. And one thing I do hate is the Gore-Tex logo here, or at least like the words Gore-Tex on the heel panel. I think having it as small here with this little cloth tab or this fabric tab is enough. I don't know why plastering Gore-Tex on it is I just don't understand it. I'd imagine Gore-Tex is its own company. It's it's Gore. I really don't like that name, but it is what it is. And I guess they kind of made a deal with Nike to include their branding on the shoe size for this collaboration. Not a big fan of it. It kind of makes them look a little, I don't want to say cheap, but kind of fake. But again, I got these directly from the Nike site. So yeah, I just don't like that stylistic choice. For the toe cap here, for the toe box, we have, it's not leather, it's kind of the same canvas material on the top, and the holes are just for stylistic purposes. They're not actually holes. They're just, they don't go through to your toe, which again plays into the whole weatherproof thing. Like much like the Air Max 90 ones, there is kind of like a sock lining all across the lower portion of the shoe, which keeps your toes and your foot in general pretty dry. So these holes don't lead to anything other than more fabric. Midsole, pretty standard white midsole, which again, I think they should have chosen something different. If you're going to be wearing these for like rainy days, muddy days, whatever it may be, I think white should not exist in this kind of shoe. But again, they do want to keep this kind of like casual looking, which I do appreciate, but it's just something that I'm going to have to be very careful about. Now, this another stylistic choice I do not understand, is both the translucent and the solid black outsole. They should have just stuck with either black or the translucent red, because it kind of like, I know it's, you know, different. It's, I'm guessing, like playing on like it being weatherproof and like just how liquidy it looks, but it just looks goofy because nobody's gonna be looking at the actual outsole and say, oh, that's actually kind of cool. They're all gonna be looking at the shoe from this angle, you know? So it kind of looks like it's deteriorating, or it's like kind of like sun bleached a little bit. And like specifically on the toe, it just looks weird in my opinion. It looks like it's stained, like you stepped on like some, I don't know, some ketchup or something. It's just very weird, and I just don't like it. I mean, I don't mind it, but again, I'm not a big fan of it. I think they should have just stuck with one and just kept it moving. But again, it's kind of like similar to the Air Max 90 Gore-Tex. They kind of play the same with that sort of outsole design. But besides that, you know, it fits pretty much like an Air Jordan 1. I went true to size on these. They fit just okay. Currently, these go for under retail. There's definitely a lot of different colors, not just this one. I believe there's a green one. I believe there's more of like a cream one. I'm not entirely sure on all the colorways, but yeah, there's definitely a bunch of different styles. But this one I picked up because they were randomly restocked last week, and I was actually looking to buy these off StockX, just because I needed like a very dynamic colorway. And then randomly they just got added to Nike, and they were about the same retail price. I mean, it was under retail, so hey, if I can get them directly from the factory, why not? Not saying I don't trust StockX, but they're kind of iffy right now. So yeah, all in all, really dig these. These are going to be also my daily commuter shoe, along with the Air Max 90 Gore-Tex. You know, we've been having some really crazy weather here in Texas, so these would be great for my commuting, my bike commuting, and I won't be kind of worried about getting these pretty beat up because, you know, they're built to last. But overall, really happy with this purchase, besides this big ass Gore-Tex lettering here in the front and the side of the shoe. But folks, you let me know down below what you think of the Air Jordan 1 essentials, not essentials, sorry, Air Jordan 1 Element in this specific charcoal colorway. Are you a big fan of the Gore-Tex product that Nike has released? I know it's mostly been just Air Jordan 1s and Air Max 90s. I'm sure there's also some trail running shoes that Nike has done with Gore-Tex. I personally would appreciate for them to release at least a Jordan for 1 through 14. Like, even if they just do 1s, 3s, 4s, just because those are the more commonly worn styles of Jordans. And I feel like, as a sneakerhead, one of the main concerns and one of the main reasons we don't wear one of our nicer sneakers is because of the elements. You know, we're really afraid of ruining a shoe. Again, shoes are meant to be worn, but if there can be like at least that extra step at protecting them, besides, you know, the spray waterproof stuff that I use on most of my sneakers. I think that'd be great, especially, you know, to keep your shoes wet. These sort of shoes, like, I'm sure they're big on, you know, up in the Midwest, up in the Northeast, up in the Pacific Northwest, more where it's very rainy all the time. So I can see it being a big hit up there. But here down, you get rain here and there. You get a couple of hurricanes. Not gonna lie, you know. Shout out to my people in Houston. Hope y'all are doing okay. I know power's been crazy down there, and y'all are, you know, in my thoughts because that shit is crazy. So I can imagine Gore-Tex shoes being a big hit around those areas. But you let me know down in the comments below what you think of the Gore-Tex series that Nike and Jordan currently have. Folks, I've been True Fernie. This has been Shoe Fernie. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs down, because believe it or not, every single bit helps. Links to my socials are down below. Please make sure to follow me on Threads, where I spend most of my waking hours talking about sneakers, talking about soccer right now. I'm watching the Euros and the Copa America, which tomorrow are the finals. Tomorrow's going to be a crazy day. So excited to see the finals. I hope England wins. I hope Colombia wins. No, two of my second picks in both tournaments. So we'll see how it goes. But make sure to follow me over there, as well as Instagram and TikTok, where I upload more of these short form sneaker content. And yeah, where your support is greatly appreciated. Man, IG is on some really whack ass scheduling right now, man, because engagement on Instagram has been terrible. TikTok has been okay, but man, it's just so tough trying to like justify to continue making content for those specific applications because nobody sees my stuff, man. It just sucks. And I don't know what the issue is. I use hashtags, I use localized tagging, like I use SEO up the wazoo, and it's just not working, man. So I'm kind of just probably gonna focus specifically on YouTube because YouTube has been great promoting my stuff to new viewers. So thank you for all your support. Officially monetized on this channel. Thank you very much. This has been a great year for me as far as content creation on YouTube. So I really do appreciate every single watch, every single view, every single subscriber. So thank you. But folks, please take care of each other, but most importantly, take care of yourself and your feet. Keep them dry, baby. Peace.